Hello everyone, welcome to Liberal Tarot. I'm Sherry. I'm a blue dot and a red state utilizing tarot to help us navigate through these very interesting times we have going on here in the United States. So I'm really glad that you're here and welcome. Now, if this is your very first reading with me, this is not going to be a normal reading. This is not a normal video. It's not a normal reading, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through kind of some things that have happened over my past few readings, and there is going to be I will say there is a reading that nobody has seen that is going to be like towards the end of this, okay, and I'm going to get into that. I did some readings last week that probably did they come out this week. I schedule I do readings and then I kind of schedule them out, so I did these last week, and it was the Mayor Baracus and then the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. In both of those readings, I got like side messages, and I'm like, my reading was hijacked. Like, what is this? I don't know. And so what, so that was weird. Okay. Monday on June 9th, I went to record a reading about the LA protests. Okay. When I hit record, I did not know my name. I did not know the name of my channel. I didn't know what I was doing a reading on. I was just like sitting there just like, I'm Sherry. This is Liberal Tarot. I'm just going to do the reading on LA. Just like, it wasn't quite that drastic, but I mean, that's what was going through my mind, and that's how I was feeling. I'm glad it didn't come across quite that, kind of panic stricken, but it was definitely not my normal intro. And just to let you know, I hit record and completely forgot the name of my channel. Okay, so that should have been like my first hint that there was something weird going on. Okay, so by about the third card, this is not a reading about LA. Okay, it was like, it was a different energy. It was a different everything was different about it. So the first clip, and so what I did was I went back and I've pulled clips from those first two, and it was like where that message was hijacked. I got most of it, so I pulled those out, and what you're gonna see is those in order. You're gonna see the first clip, which was shorter, and it was almost like this feeling of, oh my god, we finally got her attention, let's just tell her everything at once. And it was like, so it wasn't a real clear message, and it was like things coming to light that whoever this King of Pentacles is, don't know who he is, doesn't want coming to light. Okay, I summarize. The second message, it was the second reading that this happened in. The message was a little bit, it was longer and clearer, and it was more focused on the agreements being made that we were never supposed to know about, those coming to light. Okay. The third, when that happened, and I have tried recording this intro, this is probably fourth or fifth time, and I cry every time, so just bear with me. This is a new energy that I'm feeling, and when I talk about this third reading, it's just like the energy is overwhelming because it's so much. Okay, and I'm like, okay, instead of 11, can you turn it down to like, let's try 10? That'd be great. Just a little bit, just like, okay. So what I got in that, so if I start tearing up and crying, ignore me. It's just my body's reaction to this, like, really strong energy, loud energy. It's not my typical energy. Like when I do readings, there's definitely an energy that I tap into, like, that's there. And it's a very familiar energy. I mean, I've been doing tarot for over, 35 years. This energy has been with me for even longer than that. So I recognize it. It's very subtle. This new energy is very loud and very strong and very overwhelming, and just a lot, like a lot. I mean, it's like going from a whisper to like 11. This is just like, so, and I keep trying to tell this, you got to tone it down. You got to like back off just a little bit. I don't feel like it feels, other than like the overwhelming portion of it, it's fine. Like it feels like it's a friend of a friend. And I've even asked my normal energy, like, what the hell is this? And they're like, oh, it's a message that needs to come through. That's what I'm getting. Okay. And so what I was getting was, things that are going, whatever these agreements that were made are going horribly wrong. Now, not horrible like between the people, like those agreements are breaking down. That's the best I can say with that. And once this comes to light, and this is where the feeling that this energy is giving me is one of, it's like this administration is done. There's like a national, like the healing that takes place and the putting this, on the right path. Okay, on the path that we were supposed to be on, before, this crazy train, took over. So just know that's that feeling I'm getting, with this. The other thing that came through in that reading was right now, because of this divide in the nation, it's because there's two truths. And I'm like, oh, there's only one truth. And it's like, but for them, they're only getting one, this one truth. And it's like, it's their truth. It may not be the truth, but it's their truth. And I have checked just to, I have checked. It's like, okay, is it, it's not us, is it? Like, we're not the one being lied to. And it's like, we have been a little bit. Not as much as what that has been, but on our side, it's like, yeah, but it's like, whatever it is that happens, everybody is on the same page with the same truth. That was the big message that I got coming through. Okay. Now, I'm a Virgo. I am very practical. And so I'm sitting here going, there is no way, I'm sitting here arguing, in my head with this, that is not going to happen. And they're like, this is the message. Just take the message. I'm like, okay, because I need details. I need to know, like, how's this going to happen? And the main thing that what I can say is that we, on Inauguration Day, I did a reading because I'm like, is Kamala Harris going to be inaugurated? And it was yes. It was like, that makes no sense. Is Donald Trump going to be inaugurated? And it was yes. And I'm like, that makes no sense. And I was trying to make it be like, well, maybe she's going to run as governor. Maybe she's going to, like, trying to make it be like some other office that she's going to be, sworn into. And so on January, whatever date was that, 20th, whatever, what seemed impossible then, and here we are in June, not only seems possible, but do we dare say probable? Because now we have that there's actually that case in New York, that judge has ruled there needs to be hand count. Now you have stuff, I think it was like India Times, Economic, whatever, that there's papers out of India. The stuff that going on, I think it's Colorado. It was pro something or another. It had to do with the tabulation machines and coding, and like they were saying that it was non-essential updates they were doing, but it turned out it was like, oh no, these are these were very essential and should have had oversight, and they did not. So I'm not sure. As I said, I just kind of saw that and I haven't gone into that real deep. But that's going on. So yeah, we're looking at this going, something that was improbable now not only is possible, but probable, like actually probable. So, I don't know. When I ask things like, who is this? What is this? What, I just get like, the truth is going to come out. You're all going to be on the same page, and we move forward as a country together. That's the biggest message and the feeling that I'm getting from this. I'm looking here to make sure that I haven't forgot anything. Yeah, so that's kind of so what you're going to see, in these, what you're getting ready to see is there's three readings. There's the shorter reading, and then I just cut straight to, I just lined them up. I didn't put any transition in or anything. You'll see, it'll be clear. The second one was a little bit longer, and then you're going to get to see that third full reading that I did on June 9th. And as I said, it was not any question that I asked. It was the message that came through. So, for entertainment purposes only, here are those three readings. Thank you for joining me. And at the very end of this, I will link those other two readings for you. So, yeah, thank you for joining me. And after you watch this, let me know what you think in the comments, because it was a very bizarre experience for me too. So thank you and have a good day. But keep watching. Don't stop. Keep watching. Thanks. The court here, this court case that the mayor has brought, I don't think that there is somebody with money behind the scenes that does not want this case to go forward. And it's like, what are our options? What can we do? Okay. I was not expecting that to come up at all. And then I get this, people making deals behind the scenes. What was this? This was the people rising up and, overcoming. Okay. And I get these cards a lot, just with, when people find out the truth, they rise up. Okay. So with this, I have been getting, like, we have all of this start of stuff, and then it does it, and then something else happens that isn't even related. So I'm kind of wondering if this isn't kind of what a lot of us are getting, in that, whether it's anonymous, whether it's, who knows what it is. Trump has a health thing. It's all of the above. China or Russia releases information. Who knows? Whatever this thing is, and then it comes to an end. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here, is like, okay, yeah, this court case can start, but then you've got this other thing that completely makes this, it doesn't even matter anymore. So I'm going to ask, so that's kind of the side thing I've got going on here, which surprises me. Your times, however, whenever it relates to MAGA, it's like returning to that time that never existed in the United States, or, when, everything was white, very white, white lilies there. And it's ever changing, like things happening beneath the scenes, happening behind closed doors. With this walking away. Okay, this is now the second reading in a row that I've gotten, really weird cards. And I'm just going to get the feeling like this is the distraction. That's the best way I could describe this, is that whatever it is we think that we're seeing here, this is a distraction. I think that, they can't defend this. They're going to continue to be blocked on it. I don't see that judge, I don't see the judge siding with the government on this. But this is now the second reading in a row that I've got that there's something else going on, something beneath the surface, something hidden, something not, these cards here, working on things. I got to glare on that. Sorry, I'm trying to move that to where it's not quite so glary for you. Beneath the surface, things are changing. It's not what it seems. Walking away, going in a new direction, and then it was all related to MAGA. So these are weird readings. Because I'm getting, and I said this in the last reading, and that one was, I gotta think, that was about the mayor and the lawsuit he's bringing, and then the just a quick, look in on Congresswoman MacGyver and what was happening there. With that reading, what I got was, okay, yeah, there's all this stuff, but then there's this whole other, it was like a whole other different reading that came up. And it had to do with a man with money, Peter Thiel, who knows who it is like that came up. Yeah, you see all of this, but there's actually something else going on that renders what you're asking, this doesn't matter. These court cases aren't going to matter because of what else is happening. And then you tie that in with anonymous, what are they releasing? So yeah, these could be some really interesting readings that I'm releasing over these next few days. So yeah, I'm asking about PBS, or this portion was about the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, and I get, okay, yeah, it's almost like the very center cards are like, oh yeah, the court's going to put a stop to that. So what you actually really need to know about is all this, the irrational action that this government is taking, and, you know, kind of like agreements that are being made and what's going on behind the scenes. That's kind of what is going on. It's like, it's almost like Trudeau saying, I know you asked about this, but you actually need to know about this. So, good evening, everyone. This is Sherry at Liberal Tarot, and I am recording this reading on June 9th at about 7:30 Central Time. And the focus of today's reading is going to be the LA, what's going on in LA right now. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to start with a base reading, and then we're just going to kind of talk through that. A little bit different format for this. Okay, so we're going to start right in with the base reading. Okay. As always, this is for entertainment purposes only, and I want to do a base reading into the situation that's going on in LA right now. Okay, just want to take a look at that. Okay, base reading, LA. Okay, and with that, the very center of this is the Two of Pentacles. This is a back and forth. This is also, what do we do in troubled waters? Okay, so there's a lot of back and forth. In fact, you know, as I have the news on right now, kind of in the background here, because this story is changing so quickly. That's why I kind of wanted to just kind of jump in real quick here, just do the base reading, and then we'll kind of talk about what's going on. But yeah, this is a story that's changing very quickly. The challenge is, what do you believe? That was the very first thing that I thought of when I saw that was, what's being offered, what you're being told, what do you believe? And that makes a lot of sense, because that actually makes a lot of sense, because depending on whether you're MAGA or not, depends on what the news is that you're getting. And I'm seeing news. I mean, I'm getting it from YouTube, TikTok, Midas Touch, The Bulwark, Aaron Parnas, we all watch. I have a feeling we all kind of watch the same people. And I also have, I have MSNBC on right now. So we're seeing it from the viewpoint of, the peaceful protesters, but that is not what the Trump administration is showing. They're showing something completely different. They're trying to make this look like they're all tough on the immigrants, and they're within their rights, and that LA is rioting. It's not peaceful protesters. So really, the center of this is, the truth depends on where you're getting your news from. Oh wow. Okay, I'm going to keep going. The options, the betrayal, and I think that the people the news stations that aren't telling the truth about this, that are propping up this administration, it's like the betrayal to our country. Not just their viewers, but to our country. So I am going to kind of take a minute with this, because this is kind of coming up a little different for me. The past experiences. I don't think this is a reading about what's going on in LA. Okay, I'm going to continue with this reading, and I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it. But I want to continue with it, because I think this is a really powerful message that's coming through. It just didn't have anything to do with the what's going on in LA. Okay, so what I did pause the video, and because I just needed to kind of take a moment with this. So I was asking about LA, but that's not what this is, and that's why I kind of just abruptly stopped the video, because I'm like, this isn't about LA. Okay. This is something completely different. So what I was correct in that, like the version, this is like, what version of the truth are you getting? that I don't, I mean, that's just what version of the truth are you subscribing to? Okay. And you have, I, if this isn't Peter Thiel, it's whoever it is that's really running the show. Okay. This is somebody who is, I really don't know who it is. It could be a group of people. It could be the Heritage Foundation, the group of people that, wrote Project 2025. Whoever this is, they are selling a version of the truth that is toxic. Okay. This is just, it's toxic. Okay. It's not the actual truth. It is a betrayal. And when the people, that are buying this toxic, so when MAGA wakes up and realizes that they've been betrayed, they actually just walk away. I mean, this is MAGA walking away. Okay. So, as I said, I don't know what this is. I don't know why this came up. I was asking about one thing, but this is something else. So this is, like the version of the truth that, Project 2025 is trying to, pawn off on, people. It's a betrayal. And when when MAGA realizes it, it's like, this is like the betrayal, and they walk away. And it's like, if you notice, it's like betrayed, we were betrayed, and I mean, it's quick. There isn't like, well, we were betrayed, but we're going to think about it. We're going to sit here and contemplate, how we really feel. No, it's like betrayed, walk away. Okay. So, I am going to ask, what's leading up to this? Like, why am I getting this message now? Like, what's like, it's weird, because it's like, okay, I'm glad that I understand what the message is, but like, why am I getting this message? Like, what's, I just feel like there's something like, okay, so what's this next, thing, I guess, that I need to know? Page of Pentacles, so younger ideology, those things that are tangible. A lot of times I do see this as MAGA. So with that, MAGA moving in moving in a new direction, moving this country in a new direction. The Page of Swords. This is someone that, okay, this is someone you don't want to go into battle with, because, it's a younger person that isn't going to be as well versed in, like how to use the sword. I mean, that, to take that, for what the card is showing here. So what I'm feeling with this is, it's almost like MAGA, it doesn't know quite what to do during this change. They're like, it's almost like, well, we're not as well versed in like what democracy. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of a interesting message here. It's like, okay, like, why would this be? I'm like, why is this coming up? A more practical approach is needed, and everybody comes together. Is there an event getting ready to happen that we need to know? That are just 3 cards. Is there something getting ready to happen, like that we need to know? This message about how MAGA is really, like, they're getting to that point that they're ready to become part of the resistance, where they're going to become, part of the solution to this problem. Like, what? Just 3 cards are like, are we coming up on some events in this? Okay, an event. The people rising up, speaking our truth. That's just coming through loud and clear. Like, and I don't normally read the card like that, so that's interesting that comes up, speaking our truth, and we're ready for, like, new beginnings. Like, this has to come to an end so new things can begin. I'm going to keep going. Our country, it's almost like, and I also have always seen this as like, the receipts are shown, like we see with our own eyes what has happened. We are going to overcome this. We're going to overcome. The Mad King, who is taking everything from our country. I usually get this as like the Pam Bondi card. But it could also be, shedding the light, seeing the truth, agreements, passionate agreements, coming to an end. Like, I wonder, this passionate, sorry, I'm just kind of looking through here. Like, agreements that were made are not, like, this Three of Cups should be like a happy card, but with this, it's like I'm getting like the milk is sour. Like, whatever these arrangements were, whatever these agreements were, like, the milk is starting to sour, and then we end with that Tower card. Okay, okay, this is not the reading that I'm gonna record another reading for what's going on in LA. This is something completely different. And I've been getting my reading. If you've been watching my readings, I've been getting my readings hijacked. Okay. And it's like, I know you're asking this, but this is actually what you need, the message that you need to hear. So what I'm seeing right now with this, I gotta put my glasses back on, is it's like something happens, like undeniable evidence happens, and the truth finally comes out, and we're put on this completely new path, and like MAGA has woke up. Like, this is, like, in a big way, like a really big way. I'm just looking back through all this. I mean, because that first two rounds kind of said the same thing of like MAGA moving forward, like they feel betrayed. They realize, like, they're realizing there were two truths out there. There was actually one actual truth, and that the alternate facts that's what they were being given. Okay. And they feel betrayed by this, like betrayed. And I was like, okay, so like, what, who, like, is there an event? Like, okay, because this is not the reading I thought I was going to be doing. And it's like, that's what this was. The people, rise up, our truth is being spoken, and we're being put on a new path. I probably have the rest of these out of order because I kind of moved them around here. But yeah, I know what all that was. Yeah, whatever these agreements were that were made in this Trump administration, it's like the milk has soured. Things have gone horribly wrong. And then the Tower card, which we know all roads lead to the Tower card. Okay. So, I don't know what to say, because this was not, I don't even know what I'm going to call this reading, because I'm like, this isn't what I was asking. And it's like, but this is what you need to know. Okay. And so I'm going to be trying again on another reading to do the LA ones. But what I'm really feeling with this is if this, like, I'm not even asking about whatever this was that came up. I'm kind of feeling like we're coming up on something. I mean, we have to be, for some energy like that to be coming through. Like, that's, and if you're wanting to know, like, was that like, because I do have like spirit guides. I do have like familiar energy that I connect with when I do readings. This here wasn't a familiar energy. It was almost like, it was like meeting a friend of a friend. That's how it felt. Okay. So something is getting ready to happen. There was nothing here that made me feel anxious. There wasn't, it made me feel relief. That's how I was like, oh, finally. Like, that's how, like, I feel relieved. I mean, I'm gonna be real honest, a little freaked out, because I'm like, that wasn't the reading I had intended to do, but that's what came through. And like, I'm kind of having this other conversation in my head. It's like, what the hell? Don't ambush me like that. So, anyway, so yeah, I'm a little a little off in trying to figure out, like, what the hell just happened. So yeah, I don't know. I'll post it and we'll see what happens. But as I said, I feel relief, outside of the, feeling like, oh, what the hell was that? I feel like we're really, like, this sense of calm, relief and calm, is kind of how I'm feeling with that. Yeah, it's kind of, that was very interesting. And so, thank you for for being here. I don't know what to say. I'll post other readings, subscribe. I have a feeling we probably need to bookmark this reading. Okay. I will say that before I sign off here. This is going to be a reading that we need to bookmark, because this is not a normal reading for me. Okay. I mean, I'm just being, I've posted, how many readings I've been doing this for on YouTube for how many months now. You can go back and look. I mean, pick a reading. This does not happen. Okay. The last few readings that I have done, I've been getting side messages. And so this one was like, no, you have to listen. Okay. So yeah, I think that this will be a reading that we bookmark, and we're going to think more about on this one, because I think some stuff's getting ready to happen. But as I said, I feel very calm about the whole thing. So thanks for joining me, and I will catch you on the next reading. Have a good night.